Yo, what's good, everybody? This is SCJ9700. Apologies if I sound a little sniffly or a little sickly. I think I might be coming down with a cold. But I did pop one of these to make sure to counteract the cold that I have. Now, this is not an update by any means necessary. I just thought I'd come in here and tell you about one of my favorite shows of all time, Mighty Ships. Now, for those not in the know, Mighty Ships is a documentary series that focuses, as the name implies, on a single ship each episode. One of my personal favorite episodes is from season 9, but I'll get to that in a bit. So the show itself spun a different amount of spin-off and sequel series, aptly named The Mightiest. Basically, Mighty Ships itself spun out, grew so much. The different sequel and spin-off series came from that. One of those was Mighty Cruise Ships, which, don't get me wrong, Mighty Ships did feature some ships some cruise ships, but Mighty Cruise Ships specifically focuses on cruise ships. Then you've got shows like Mighty Planes that focuses on planes, Mighty Trains that focuses on trains, and what I consider the catalyst of the series, aptly named The Mightiest. And Season 1, Episode 3 of Mighty Trains featured Via Rail's Canadian, which goes from Vancouver to Toronto. It's one of those ships that ships. It's one of those trains that I've always wanted to go on. It's like a bucket list item for me to go up to Vancouver. Going by plane isn't feasible. I have to go by train. And what better way to what better way to see the glorious Canadian Shield than by going on train? Like I said, going on the Canadian is like a bucket list item for me, and if I get that opportunity, you bet your ass I'm taking it. Growing up, I've always been the biggest fan of the Mighty Ships show, and every other spin-off and sequel series that came after it. Now, the main show itself, Mighty Ships itself, ran for like 10 seasons, which is impressive. Bell Media owns the rights to the Mighty Ships name and everything else that came after. Like, I'm pretty sure Mighty Cruise Ships was an idea that someone at the Bell office thought it was an adequate spin-off for the main Mighty Ships show. Something tells me that Mighty Cruise Ships was a pitch from someone at the senior on the senior lead team. I'm not sure. So, growing up, Mighty Ships was always one of my favorite shows. And in its illustrious 10-season runtime, it featured everything from container ships to military vessels to everything from cruise ships to roll-on, roll-off vessels to even a fucking livestock ship on the first episode of the season, Crazy, right? Now, if there are any documentary nerds out there that love themselves a good documentary, I highly recommend you look into the Mighty Ships series as a whole, because there was a lot of good episodes in that 10-season runtime. There was also a lot of good episodes in the spin-off series too. Like the first season of Mighty Trains had a lot of bangers. Season 1, Episode 3 of Mighty Trains featured the Canadian, as I said before, and that is one ship that I would love to go on. Sorry, not ship. Train. Well, that is one train that I would love to go on. Going on the Canadian and going up to Vancouver has always been a bucket list item for me. I would not want to waste going on a trip to Vancouver. If I was just going solo or with someone, I would gladly take it. Mighty Planes featured, as the name implies, planes from everything from water dumping, water bombing, rescue planes, to cargo planes, to military planes, to anything that carries cargo, passengers. Pretty sure Air Force One was featured on an episode of Mighty Planes. I could be wrong, but the Mighty series as a whole is a definite watch for anyone that's a big documentary junkie. And no, just to be crystal clear, the shows under the Mighty name have no relation to the Mighty Machines TV show, to the Mighty Machines kids TV show from like the early 2000s. May be similar in name, but they are not similar in content because Mighty Machines was focused towards young children, like between the ages of 5 and 10. Well, okay, to be completely honest, I did grow up with that show too, but that's besides the point. So, if there are any people in my community that are a big fan of documentary series, definitely consider looking up the Mighty series as a whole, because there isn't one single bad episode across the entire series. All the episodes that I've seen thus far on a YouTube channel, which I will not name because, well, I don't want to get them any trouble. Regardless, if you are a documentary buff that likes a good documentary, definitely consider giving the Mighty series a try. Because, like I said, there is not a single bad episode in that entire franchise. So, gonna leave you all here, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Pride Month. SCJ 9700 signing off. Peace.